Seahawks say that they are not interested in trading for a quarterback this year at all. So as you guys know, the Seahawks traded away Russ to the Broncos. In return, they got Drew Lock, and they also just signed Geno Smith to a extension on his deal. So Wyatt, is Pete Carroll and the Seahawks making a mistake by not even exploring Baker Mayfield, Jimmy G, and the other quarterbacks that are possibly going to get traded?
Absolutely, especially with Baker Mayfield. I already thought that they made a mistake skipping on Malik Willis in the second round of the draft, and I don't know if they skipped on him in the third. I don't remember if they had a pick in the third that he was still there, but I do know that they skipped on him in the second and the first. But with him falling to the second, I don't really blame them for skipping on him in the first. But anyways, I was genuinely surprised that they didn't go with a quarterback on draft night. And then I was even more surprised when I saw this because, what are you going to do? You're going to just rely on Drew Lock? And Geno Smith did some good stuff last year. Maybe, Geno, or I guess what they could be doing is there's going to be some really good quarterbacks in this upcoming draft. CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, I believe, will be in this one. Spencer Rattler will probably be in this one.
Oh, Spencer
so there will
Rattler,
be
great pick.
And Caleb Williams will be in it too, I think. So there will be some decent options at quarterback, especially with Stroud and Bryce Young. There'll be some decent options coming into this upcoming year for the draft. So maybe they just want to tank. Maybe they just want maybe they want Geno Smith or Drew Lock to go out there and just play like trash. I guess they got nothing to lose at this point. So, if they throw out, Geno Smith and he sucks, they can throw in Drew Lock. And if Drew Lock sucks, then we'll actually know that Drew Lock does suck and that he shouldn't be in the league anymore. Or Drew Lock sticks and makes a good career, So, it's kind of like a win-win here for Seattle. They're either going to get a high draft pick or the guy that they traded merely nothing for.
Right.
Obviously Russell Wilson was in that trade, but Drew Lock was just an asset in that trade. They weren't, the first round picks is really what they were going after. So they ended up with Drew Lock in that deal.
And Noah Fant.
Fant. So there are some good options in this offense. You've already got DK and is Lockett still there? I saw he was a free agent.
Yeah, he signed an extension, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he'll, and then Will Dissly is good, and they've really built some pieces to the offensive line too. So he'll have a fighting shot.
Right.
The problem is he's in the NFC West, so that's automatically right there. That's 5 or 6 losses because the Seattle team,
right,
while they have some nice pieces, they don't have Russ anymore. They don't have the quarterback
position
locked down. So
overrated Russ, yeah. We don't have an overrated quarterback anymore. Watch out. But
that's ridiculous.
But yeah, why? Pete Carroll is he is trying to give us all smoke and mirrors and basically give Geno Smith and this Lock kid a fighting chance. Hey, you know what? We are giving you guys the kings of the castle. Shut up. Pete Carroll, you are 80 years old? It is time to stop trying to play these child-ass games. You know that you would give anything for Jimmy G right now. You know that Baker Mayfield is going to get cut here in probably the next week or two because, let's just be honest, nobody is going to trade for Baker Mayfield because they know the Browns are going to cut him in a week or two anyways. So you can pick him up and then bada bing, bada boom. They technically aren't trading for a quarterback, right? They're just picking a quarterback up off the free agent or the what's it called when somebody gets cut? Why? It's not a free agent, but
released,
like a waiver wire or whatever. I don't know, whatever. When Baker Mayfield gets cut in a couple weeks, the Seahawks will be picking him up, and then there's your starting quarterback right there. If they do not make a move on Baker Mayfield, they're being absolutely stupid, Wyatt. Asinine, whatever you want to say it. They are being dumb at this point because whether you want to tank or not, let's say they do tank. You are still not going to get a number 1 overall pick, even if you lose, or only win 3 or 4 games, because you still have the Jets out there. You still have the Jaguars. You still have the Houston Texans. You still have the lines that like I'm going to pick to win 11 games. I'm going to win 2. It just like it is inedible that they're like they may not even get a top 10 pick. I mean, just because of their schedule, the way it falls. So